Right, so don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those like COD news channels. I don't do COD news, you know, usually anyway. Sometimes I'll do a video on like, you know, COD every now and then. But usually it's not really my thing. I don't really agree with channels that do COD news every single day. Because I think it's just kind of cheap, it's like uncreative. But I'm a pretty, you know, uncreative bloke myself. So today, we're going to do a little bit of COD news. Now, it's not crazy news, like, I'm not going to be going over the trailer, fucking decoding the Morse code in it, whatever, I don't fucking know. I want to talk about one particular thing that happened, what was it? I think it was yesterday. And I'm getting fucking 6-oned. Fuck off! Right, so yesterday, somebody found a link. I don't remember how, it just kind of came on my timeline. I'll leave it in the description as well if you want to check it out. I'll try and find the code you put in as well. So if you want to like go and look for yourself. So there was a link yesterday, and it led to this like typewriter kind of looking machine thing. I'm not entirely sure what it was, but it was like bare old. And it had like 3 lights at the top or whatever. And you put in like 5 letters at a time. Now when you get the 3 letters, like the 3 letter combinations right, it's like, I'll try and find it and put it in the description. So if you want to have a look for yourself, you can. But when you do it, it opens like a typewriter thing, then it goes into like a classified document sort of folder. It's like a black folder. Again, I'll have like screenshots and shit up, but you click on this folder and it opens. And when it opens, you got 2 pictures. One on the left, I think his name's Frederick Barbarossa, I think his name is. And then there's a quote below it. Like, there's not a quote, it just says Frederick Barbarossa, like his name. And then there's a picture on the right, and this says, a portrait of a young man, Raphael. Now, if you follow Charlie Intel, you probably heard all of this already. But I was kind of looking at it at the same time. I kind of like tweeted, I tweeted a little bit of it out before Charlie Intel did. But so the bloke on the left, Frederick Barbarossa, if you look him up, look at what he has to do with associated World War II, he had an invasion named after him. I think it was like Operation Barbarossa, I think. Now, I'm not some fucking historian. I had no idea about this invasion until, like, I fucking googled it. Basically, what it was, I think it was a German invasion of the sort of Western Soviet Union, and, like, to try and take over and, like, repopulate with Germans and, like, use them as slaves and shit. And that happened in, I think it was 1941, which is quite odd because in the, I don't know if you watched the reveal trailer for the live stream, but in that he said the game's going to mostly take place between 1944 and 1945. So something in 1941's like quite far away from that. It's still during World War II, so it could easily be fit in, but it's quite far away from the time zone they said it'd be set in. So that seems a bit odd. So then if you take the picture on the left, like the quote's like, a portrait of a young man, Raphael. If you Google that, it's an exact quote from was it like a painting or like Wikipedia or something? It was an exact quote from somewhere. So if you look up that quote, it comes up with a painting. Now I don't know if they know the full identity of the guy in the picture. I think I've read somewhere that like the identity is unknown, but his name's Raphael. I don't know why it's so important, but when you read into it, it was during World War II. And there was a portrait, obviously, you know, painting of Raphael, and it was in Poland, and then the Nazis invaded Poland, and then it went missing, and it hasn't been found since. And it's said to be like the most valuable, like most notorious painting of like the World War II era. Now, I think it was in a museum before it was stolen, but since then this painting's like not been found. So I don't know if that'll be a part of the campaign, like coming across the poster photo. I doubt it. And for the invasion one, I assume like Operation Barbarossa is going to be part of the campaign, or like maybe Spec Ops. Actually, no, I think it was zombies. As far as I could tell, because if you go on Inspect Element, it comes from a folder called Zombies. And in the World War II stream, we did get a brief description of the zombies, so like, it's like, I think it was like the Nazis are getting desperate, they need like an army to, like take out, so I don't know, win the war, I guess. So they made zombies. That's the basic rundown of zombies as far as I can remember from the stream. It's like Nazis got desperate, made an army. So I don't know how that's going to tie into zombies. Like a missing painting and like an invasion. I don't see why that would tie into zombies. Because the zombies meant to be about like Nazis like in like a panic state. But in this they're invading Poland in like 1941, so they seem quite in control. And then with the painting, I'm not entirely sure what that's about. I don't know, if you got any thoughts, leave them in the comments. I'm really not entirely sure. Also, at the bottom of the screen, there are 2 arrows like to indicate that you can go left and right, like to different like pages in a document. But when you click them, nothing happens. So I assume that like later on they're going to add more to that. So if you want to keep your eye on it, or like keep your eye on Charlie Intel. But I feel like they're going to add more pages to this document to kind of tell us more about maybe zombies. Anyway, that's it for this video. Really, it didn't have anything to talk about apart from that. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.